Hey everyone, I'm Jason, and welcome back to Slime Rancher 2. Today I'm going to show you the various Saber Largos I have created at my ranch. So in the previous few videos, we explored Powder Fall Bluffs, which is an area which features many ancient Saber slimes, and I've taken a few of the base Saber slimes back to my ranch, and I've used their plorts to create all of the Saber Largo combinations currently available in the game. So let's take a look. So here we are at the center of our ranch, the conservatory, and I've kept some of the other Largos around as well. We have the ringtail tabby Largos here, fairly well fed. Of course, these ringtails are visible because the solar shield protects them during the day. Other ringtail Largos, which you can see turn into these statues during the daytime. We have our cotton hunter Largos over here. Okay, looks like you guys are hungry. Or at least energetic. No, they don't look too hungry. But yes, the Sabers are rock climbers by nature. So here we have our first Saber Largo combination, the pink Saber Largos. The pink slimes being ubiquitous throughout all of the areas in the Slime Rancher games. We'll have to wait till nighttime to see these Saber... Oh, wow. That pen is not doing much work to keep you in. Not for sure if these are Saber slimes, but they're ringtail slimes, so they're not visible during the day, and I don't have a solar shield on that one. Over here, I have the Boom Crystal Largos, or as the Captain Sauce described, they look like frag grenades with the spikes and the explosions. But I moved them here to consolidate all of the slimes that can be fed, or many of the slimes that can be fed using vegetables and carrots. So I don't have to have as many food-producing plorts, and so I could show off more slime combinations. Over here, I have the Saber Rock Largos. And you can see they have the saber fangs and mouth, and the rock protrusions, or hair, kind of looks like. Then over here we have the Saber Crystal Largos. Similar, a bit more deep blue. But another way that I can reduce the need for additional food-producing pens is to just have 2 of certain Largo combinations rather than, say five or so. That means less food is necessary and more plots can be devoted to housing the different combinations of slime. Okay, so now you guys are hungry. And they also do roar. I'll see if I turn up the sound. Might be able to hear that a bit better. But it's quite funny, when one of them does roar, you'll see that it scares some of the slimes in the process. But we'll have to wait to see that effect. Of course, I still have the various pet Gordos throughout the ranch. Haven't as of yet created the Saber pet Gordo, but we'll get around to that sometime soon. So over here we're going to have several of the carnivorous Largo combinations. Well-fed angler hunter slime. Of course, the hunter slimes can turn invisible, just like the hunter slimes in this pen. You can see their eyes kind of floating about there. But yes, here I have the Saber hunters. Yep, there's the scream, and then there's the scared eyes. Yep. Yes, these are some of the more fearsome looking of the slimes in the game. But yes, much like the Cheshire Cat in, I believe, Alice in Wonderland, these hunter slimes can shield themselves by turning invisible. Okay, you're hungry. I have the chicken coop over here. Looks like the chicken coop is relatively full at the moment. Now this angler hunter is well fed as well. Okay, over here we have the angler Saber Largos. The slimes are so expressive, it's just fun to watch them. Of course, over here we still have our angler tabby Largos. Still have their terrifying angler eating face. But yeah, I think these are the cutest slimes in the game, the angler tabbies. Exclusively carnivorous as well, just like all of the slimes in this ranch expansion. And here we have the Saber boom Largos, also exclusively carnivorous. And of course the booms are known as such because they explode. Yep, so that one roared and that one had the scared look. And over here we have our base hunter slimes. And they are very hungry at this point. Of course, that is the sound the roosters make when they are eaten. And the hunter slimes, just like the domesticated tabbies, like to boop you on the nose by jumping up to greet you. We have our cotton tabby Largo over here, happy at the carrot patch. Doesn't stray too far from it. Theoretically could move around the whole ranch expansion, but you know, stays fairly close to the food. We have our tabby crystal Largos. Bit of a dangerous pin with all of the spikes, but a fun one still. We have puddle slimes in the different ponds on the ranch. And as you can see, I've collected 999 of various plorts. Haven't found whatever this is, this resource, but presumably it's available somewhere on the map. And here we have our cotton saber largos, so our saber bunnies. They are all well fed at the moment, but the rabbits like to bounce and the sabers like to rock climb, so potentially very active pen, but as of right now they seem relatively content. The various cute slime sounds that they're making as well. But it is fun looking at the combinations of the fearsome sabers with the far less fearsome slimes, such as the bunny rabbits. Of course, while we're here, here's the other pond area with several puddle slimes. Our angler hunters being ghosts in the night when they're largely invisible. The Boom Gordo lava lamp, which looks particularly cool at night. And we'll take a quick splash in the pond before we move on. Not quite as satisfying as the splash in some of the parts of Powderfall Bluffs, but still pretty good. And they did just install a patch update today, so potentially some little aspects of the game could be slightly different than when I last logged on. Okay, so it's nighttime now. Let's take a look at the ringtail pin that was currently full of statues, or previously full of statues during the day. And here we have our ringtail saber Largos. So the raccoon saber mix here with the ringtails, the ringed tails, and of course ringtail being the term that the game uses for the raccoons. And they're all well fed, as you can tell by their shifty eyes. And then the loose pet Largos in this area are the cotton ringtails. The bunny raccoons. And over here we have the kitty sabers, are the Saber tabby Largos, and they're fairly hungry at the moment. They are exclusively carnivorous. Of course, a Largos diet being the combined diet of their constituent slimes, and both the Saber and tabby slimes are meat eaters. So their Largo combination is as well. And over here we have the Flutter Saber Largos, the Butterfly Saber Slimes. They're all very hungry. Of course, the Sabers are meat eaters, and the Flutter Slimes eat nectar, which you cannot grow on the ranch. You can only collect from the wild, so in practice they're essentially carnivorous because you can't actually farm the other potential component of their diet. You can only collect it by gathering it in the wild. But I just find this combination so interesting because you have the Saber, you know, the slimes, which are kind of meant to be a bit kind of menacing and you know, predatory, and then you combine it with cute butterflies, you know, which is, you know, the half the fun of the game is just seeing what all the combinations look like, you know, once you've done everything else the game has to offer. So that's a very, very unique combination, and an interesting one as well. Over here we have the Batty Saber Largos. They eat fruit and meat because the Batty Slimes eat fruit. Then we have the Pink Batty Largos as the pet Largos in this area. And this coop is largely empty at the moment, but there are plenty of chickadees, which will grow up fairly quickly. Might as well leave a couple roosters here. My guess is the base Sabers will probably be fairly hungry. Of course, the Batty pink Largos can fly, so they can just get over the wall of the chicken coop pretty easily there. So I'll probably come back with food for these guys at the end, after showing off the final ranch expansion. But the base slimes will often stack on top of each other in a way that the Largos don't, which you can see here. But just hang tight, little guys, I'll get you some food here in a minute. Again, you can see the roar and then the subsequent scared faces of the other slimes. And this ranch expansion is optimized for fruit eaters. And of course that's the sound of my heater turning on, which might be a bit distracting, so I'll go turn that off. So our pet slimes here are the phosphor tabby Largos. And then our first pen is the honey sabers. And of course the tabbies are very happy to see us. Okay, so it looks like some of the other slimes are hungry. We have our tabby batty slimes. So originally had one of these down there, kind of in the lab area next to the place where I would store the various plorts for slime science purposes. We have our honey crystal Largos. Of course, the crystals are dangerous, so you gotta be aware of your health, but they look so cool. And the honey slimes are, many people kind of like the hungry look on them, but I like in Slime Rancher 2 the fully fed honey face, where like they have the open mouth smile. I think it's pretty cute. But yes, if you like cute games, the Slime Rancher games are definitely for you, because they are very cute. We have our phosphor saber slimes, which are very hungry. Nope, need more. Yeah, this is what the phosphor saber slimes look like. Again, very bouncy, very active. Both flyers and climbers. play with the tabbies a bit more before we go. There's one. Not quite for sure where the other one went. Seven more. And now we're back up to 999 for the Saber plorts. Big smile from the phosphor tabby. Of course, I do have tar enabled, so you got to be careful with the potential for stray plorts when you have tabbies wanting to play while you're depositing your plorts or selling them. Okay, so there's the other tabby. Or phosphor gordo. Okay, so now finally to feed the base Saber slimes and wrap up the video. So yeah, lots of different Saber combinations can be made. Now looks like you guys are hungry again. As are you guys. That should be enough. Walk by some of our other Gordos along the way. Tabby Gordo. Flutter Gordo. Of course, I have a whole video where I talk about the various Gordo slimes and display them, so give that one a watch if you haven't seen it already. Okay, now these chickens have grown up in the meantime, so they're ready to go. Might as well grab a few of those. Yes, the Saber slimes are very bouncy. Natural rock climbers, they like to bounce off the walls of the pen. And of course, earlier you saw how they were in a little stack, you know, the way that the base slimes often do. And we'll deposit some of these for later. But yeah, that was my tour of the various Saber Largos on my ranch that you too can create in your own playthrough of Slime Rancher 2 if you wish. And looks like, yep, I think our pink batty slime just fell into the slime sea, which, fair enough. Sometimes happens on this ranch expansion with the pet slimes, because it's not particularly enclosed. Again, flies right over the edge of the chicken coop. It's a very active pen. Always something going on. So, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe for more of my Let's Plays. And as always, have a great day.